Hello, GEORDIE SCAPER here and welcome to my adventures in aquascaping. Today is part 3 of the Waterbox 3620 series and today we're going to cover lighting. So sit back, grab a brew, enjoy. See you soon. Okay, welcome back, and today we're going to talk about lighting. This video is really late and I do apologise for that, but there is good reason for it. I have recorded a few videos covering lighting and when I've watched them back I just haven't been happy with them because it's such a complex project and I didn't know which way to approach it. So I tried different videos. It was like my top lights, I look at different lights, and it was more like a product review, which I didn't want it to be. So basically what I'm going to do is just speak from the heart, what I think of lighting, what I've learned over the years and things I've seen with my own eyes. I don't actually have a light at the moment for the Waterbox series, but I have got one in mind, and rather than wait till I got the light, I just wanted to cover lighting and why it's important in planted tanks. I will do my best not to make it overcomplicated for two reasons. I don't want to bore you to death, and two, it still baffles me to this day. I have been aquascaping for years, since about 2007, 2008, and it's always baffled us. I've clued up on lighting. Back then, the main light was T5s and T8s, fluorescent bulbs, but now it's all LED, which are great. So, let's get started. So I just want to say, what I'm saying isn't gospel. It's my views and it's cluing up for this video. I've been reading different sites and trying to put it all together, and basically I've come up with my own little theory. When I've looked at things I thought, right, this is how I view aquarium lighting. So I'm sharing this with you. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. It's worked for me. I have tried this as well. In one tank in particular, it's doing really well. The plant growth is amazing, the colour rendition is amazing. So that has been taken from what I've been researching. Over the course of this video as well, I will overlay some footage of different lights which are at Horizon Aquatics. At Horizon Aquatics, especially in the showroom, they've got some amazing lights. So I'll overlay some footage of those lights and you'll see the colour renditions, the type of light you got, the way they'll look. All footage is taken courtesy of Horizon Aquatics. So thank you guys for letting us use that footage and doing a video in there. Lighting in an aquarium. It serves two purposes. To view the tank, obviously. If it's dark, you wouldn't be able to view your beautiful tank, which you work on, your hardscape, your plants. But the main reason is to help your plants grow with nice colour, good health, and show the colour of the fish nice. So you've got the different colour renditions. What I've always thought about lighting is basically what we're doing is replicating the sun. So replicating the sun with an artificial light, mainly LED lights, we're going to penetrate the water and give good light to those plants and show your aquarium off nice. I've got different lights dotted around and they've all got their own different pros and cons of how they grow the plants, how they look, the more vivid colours. The greens may pop with one light compared to another tank. The reds look better on one tank compared to another. The list goes on and on. So we're all replicating that sun. The only difference is there is a light that penetrates water better, and that light is blue. Now there's been controversy over the years and people talking about blue light. Oh, keep away from high blue light because it causes algae. Well, the more I've delved into it, I don't think that's the case, and the best lights on the market have high blue, probably the highest. So if you look behind us here, you've got the blue is nigh on 100%. Green around about the 80% mark, red is 85, 90ish. So using that, I thought, well, that must be the way to go, because the flagship light in this game is the ADA Solar RGB, because years and years of research have went in this light. The colour rendition when you see it in the flesh is just unbelievable. The greens pop, the fish look amazing, the reds pop, and the growth is just amazing. So that is the flagship model, but there is other good lights out there. And what I would say about lighting, if you can, try and get one you can control, because you can set it. In my settings, which I have done on one of my lights, which is a Chihiros light, I've set it like this. So that's the intensities, and it looks amazing. I'll overlay some footage so you can see the actual colour rendition, how it looks. More importantly, the plant growth has been amazing. The tank's been running around 8 weeks at the time of filming, and it's amazing. The growth, it's so like jungle style, and I've had loads of compliments on this particular tank. And one of the reasons I would say is down to the lighting. Obviously it's a great light, the Chihiros light. It's actually the WRGB, which stands for white, red, green, blue. So that's a light you're controlling. So when I was researching, I looked at the flagship model, being the Solar RGB, and I wanted to delve into their settings, and this is what I found. So I basically imitated that with my settings, and I went with a high blue, red second highest, then the green. So the myth of the blue causing algae, I don't know where that came from. What I've been reading, it's a mixture of things. It's bad water quality, lack of flow and circulation, all them will trigger algae. And obviously high intensity levels of light, I think regardless of whether that's blue, red, green's at the highest, if it's high intensity light and everything else is out of sync, it triggers algae. So I think that's where it does from. But again, this is just what I've been reading. I'm not 100% sure. Since I've done this, it is brilliant, and it's just totally changed my view on lighting. Before I used to just buy, I've worked with cheap lights, I've had success, no problem. I've had decent growth, but I haven't had the best growth, I haven't had the best colour, I haven't had the best health in plants. Sometimes they've looked a bit washed out, things there, but there have been half decent lights. But my thought now is to buy a light and control, and Chihiros seems to be up there for me, because ED is a bit, it's not affordable for me at the minute. As much as I love them and I've seen them in the flesh, wow, it is the light. But at the minute, Chihiros seems to edge it for me. There is good lights out there. I've got some twin star lights which are great. Again, you've got different series. You've got the E series, which isn't as powerful, hasn't got as much colour rendition as the S series, but again that gets complicated, so I'll just overlay the footage. So yeah, is that complicated? It is for me, but I think it is. My advice to you is, when you come to doing your aquarium, is get the best light you can afford, check them out, have a look at them, and try your best to get one you can control. It's great anyways, it's just so easy having an app because you can control it. But again, I've said in previous videos, don't mess on too much. Basically choose something, see how it goes, and then do gradual changes. Don't change intensity all the time. So that's what I've learned. So we're replicating the sun, but we're choosing a bit more blue light to penetrate the water. And blue makes the water clarity really, really good as well. So that's what else I've found. So that's the way I would go, and I'm going to go from now on. If I encounter any problems, any issues with the light, I'll let you know in future videos. But I've had the Chihiros now running on my living room tank for around about 8 weeks, like I was saying earlier, and zero algae. Colours look amazing. The health is amazing. Can't fault it. I have done an actual full review overlook of the Chihiros WRGB. So if you want to check that video out, I'll leave a link in the description. So I'm not sponsored by Chihiros, I'm not sponsored by Twin Star, I'm not sponsored by ADA, I'm not sponsored by any of those. This is just my general feelings of lights I've used. I have got cheap aqua lights which do a good job, and I tend to use them on my low energy scapes without CO2 injection, because I've got a good colour rendition, got quite a good mix of red, green, blue, and they do a decent job. But on high energy, you wouldn't have the same success. Prices vary. You've got some lights which you can buy cheap, and cheap lights of Amazon, I've had them, and I'll be honest, they don't last long. You get flickering lights, the LEDs are actually going out a lot, so I tend to keep away from those now. I don't own any. I was just skint, had no money, so I used to buy the cheapest I could get. But as much as they're okay, I found they don't last very long. I think you've gathered what light I'm going to actually go for. I've been singing the praises of Chihiros. so it'll probably be one of the Chihiros series because of that control, the value for money, the look of it. I just really love those lights, so it's probably the light I'm going to go for. But again, same as my living room tank, the settings will be very similar to this. Another important thing with lighting we've covered, like the intensities, the levels of blues, reds, greens you need. Another thing is duration, light duration. I generally do around 7 to 8 hours a day, no more. And because I can control my lights, well, most of my lights have them gradually peaking to that percentage I'm going for, so maybe 90, 100%, and then it gradually comes down. A good thing with that is it's just not the lights come straight on and the fish are like, whoa, what's going on? It's more like what it is in nature. They've got a chance to get used to the light because it eases in and it eases down. So use that. As far as fancy lighting goes, where you can have thunderstorms, you can have just blue lights, just red lights. I honestly wouldn't bother. It's alright if you have in a kid's room, you've got a little night light, you can have an hour of blue lights here. But for plants, you want that good mix of red, green, blues to get the best from your plants. If you haven't got a controllable light, you can easily do it with just a digital timer. So you just set your timer for 7 hours a day. It's important you keep your tank out of direct sunlight because in general that direct sunlight isn't going to hit the whole tank. It'll just hit one spot, and in that corner or whichever spot that is, you will start getting issues. Algae just loves it and goes pops with the direct sunlight. So yeah, keep your tank out of direct sunlight. If you can't, you obviously use a curtain or something to stop it getting that direct sunlight. To summarise, we're replicating the sun with a good light for growth and the look of the aquascape and the fish. We want a higher blue level because that's what penetrates the water the best, and it also gives the water that nice clarity, crystal clear look you're looking for. Photo period, 7 to 8 hours. You can control that. You don't want too much light because that will give you algae issues and it's just too much. So you're giving enough light to help the plants photosynthesize, which is the recommended 8 hours a day, say. If you can get a light that's controllable, so you're in control, you can control intensities, levels, it's got the built-in timer, the duration, that sort of thing, so that's really helpful. Buy the best light you can afford, even if it's far too powerful for the tank you've got now. If you upgrade in future, you've always got that light. LED lights are great. The mixture of colours you get in the last for ages. They don't overheat, unlike the old halogen bulbs, T5s, T8s. T5s and T8s, you used to have to replace them every year because the light they give depletes over time. So when you buy that light, it's by the year it's not full intensity, so you do have to renew them. So LEDs, as much as they seem costly, it saves you money that way. So there is lots and lots of good lights on the market. Again, it's up to you on budget and what you're looking for in a light. Some of them look really modern, space age like. Some are just bog standard, very minimalist. Some are a bit OTT, but again, personal preference. But when you go to your retailers, have a good chat with the lights. Have a good chat with the lights. No, don't talk to the lights. Have a good chat with the owners. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit of a, it's had me demented, but like I say, doing a video, looking back on it and being disappointed in it, it's a bit gutting. I thought I was never going to get it out, so I do apologise how long it's took to get out. But I hope the way I've put it across makes sense and it isn't overcomplicated. But to me, if you've got the flagship model light using these levels, replicate it. Years and years of research have went into this particular light. So why not replicate it? So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to wrap it up now because I feel it went on and on and on, and I don't want to just like blow your heads off. But if you have enjoyed it and you want to continue watching this series, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, ding ding, that way you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. And please give us a big thumbs up. I say it all the time, but it really does help us YouTubers helps you get found and helps your videos get discovered. So thumbs up. Feel free to leave any comments, ask any questions. I don't want to start a big argument in the comment section. There's loads of different views, and that's fair enough. If whatever's working for you guys, keep it up and you're happy with what you're doing, great. But if you've learned something new and you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll do my best to answer. So for now guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time, episode number 4, which is all about filtration, circulation and flow. That'll be coming next week. Will be next week. Thanks for watching guys. Until next one, bye.